We have this concept that hypnosis is about somebody swinging a pendulum in front of us and we dozing off, and then we are suggested that we become dogs or chickens or ducks, and then we behave accordingly. However, that might be possible, but most likely it is for entertainment purpose. Hypnosis itself is a meditation. I find it best to hypnotize oneself. You can just use your mind and imagine that you are hypnotizing yourself. This is the highly creative quadrant or the synthesis quadrant of the mind that you'll be working on. Then you can imagine that you are going into your memory lanes and trying to remember past events that you did not consciously recall. Sometimes the old memories will surface, and that's a great way for finding closure in many of our life's problems. Another use of hypnosis is past life regression. Just develop step by step process, and once you complete each of the process, suggest to yourself that you are able to go back into your past lives and then let your mind do its work. So in this way you use the planning quadrant as well as the synthesis quadrant. You can try to use hypnosis meditation when you are in pain. Try to imagine that you can rise above the pain and you are separate from the pain. And that's great mind work, rising above the pain. You can also hypnotize yourself in being attached or attracted to some things, or being detached or repulsed to other things. You can use hypnosis if you're addicted to cigarettes. There are many steps to do that, like changing your habits, developing alternative ways to manage your stress. That is the main reason you started smoking in the first place. But before all of that to work, you must be repulsed by smoking. You can find a logical way to do so, but the most effective way is to hypnotize yourself to be repulsed by smoking and cigarettes. That is done in the synthesis mind. After that, your mind itself will develop a logical framework on why you actually hate smoking. It means that you will not have to develop a story. Your own mind will start to develop a story and the logic behind it. And then you'll be inspired to develop steps to put that new repulsion into action. And all the time, you will be able to relate your decision of s- stopping to smoke because you're actually repulsed by it with other aspects of your life. You will see that your repulsion towards smoking will do good for you, for the people around you, and your own finances. But it all starts with hypnosis, which is the best starting point. Zen is so popular, and because of that, people are confused what it is. Again, please do your own research on this or all the above and below meditation techniques. All I'm doing here is giving my own angle based on unified meditation for all of these techniques. Now, about Zen meditation. So, whenever we see Zen, we know that it's some clever, smart, nutty, and unexpected insights. I will not even try to give you some examples on them, because as soon as you just do a simple Google search on Zen insights, you'll get so many of them. All I want to say now is that this is related to the synthesis quadrant of the mind. So it's all about mixing everything that you have intaken from your intelligence and all the things that is in your memory in order to produce a powerful output by the intelligence. By meditating in the synthesis quadrant of this model while you are meditating, you will develop this ability to think in a Zen way. Close your eyes, sit down, and just think of all the things that you did today since the morning. If possible, think in a sequence. If not, let it be haphazard. Then slowly the memories will rearrange themselves. Most of the time it is sequential, and in other times the memories come that are the most important and unresolved. Combine that with your breathing and unlinking so that you can observe the various recollection of the day in a neutral manner as an observer. Do that at least once a day. In this way, your mind will develop a very strong memory that is highly structured and always fresh. You can think of reflection meditation as cleaning your computer's RAM. If you are familiar with this concept, you will know that if the RAM memory of your computer is overused, then your computer will become slow. So the idea is to delete the RAM. So in a similar way, reflection is a way to clean up your memory, and you will always be fresh. Other times, you can do a monthly reflection meditation or a yearly reflection meditation. It is extremely powerful, and it's a necessity for those who want to progress in meditation. Yantra means model or framework or a diagram. So the diagram of the mind that you are seeing now is also a yantra. The idea is to develop your own yantra, or it's basically the relationship between various aspects of a problem that you are trying to solve, or a concept that you are trying to understand, and then you put it into a diagram that consists of rectangles, circles, and triangles, and other forms also. Then once you finalize a particular diagram, try to memorize it, and then again close your eyes, sit down, and think, visualize that particular yantra during the meditation. By so doing, all the four quadrants of your mind will become activated. Your mind is trained, or should I say, it's wired naturally to take the coup from those yantras. In this way, you will be able to relate to the various components in that model or diagram with various people in your life or happenings in your life. You'll also be able to develop some plans or step by step actions that will help you execute that model or concept. Also, you will be able to develop the logic and overall cause effect relationship of that model. That is, you can see the big picture. All this comes naturally, by the way. And then you'll finally also be able to develop new ideas based on that model. The other thing that this yantra meditation does is to reorganize your memory as per the design in the diagram. Somehow it seems the mind is wired to follow the instruction of yantras. Also, your intelligence will be trained to pick up some aspect of the stimulus or the data that you receive, and the same intelligence, that is the out one, will be able to make choices based on new objectives that is dictated by the yantra. I know that I'm talking very superficially, and you might not understand it fully. However, if I elaborate more, I'll be deviating from the main objective of this chapter. So I will talk more about yantra meditation, which is a very important part of my own meditation practice. Everybody hates to think about dying, but in unified meditation, it's a very important meditation. You have to think of death as much as possible during the day, and slowly the feelings of fear or anger or despair related to death will become self-managed, and that's the main objective of this, for us to prepare for the final day. Many of the verses we read in various scriptures contain esoteric knowledge. It means that behind those words there is a hidden meaning that the writers wanted to pass along, but didn't want everybody to know except those who had the mental keys. So, in this meditation, if a verse strikes you in any of the scriptures, just think about it strongly in your mind. Then, the same procedure that I explained in the yantra meditation will occur, and then you will be revealed the esoteric meaning of that verse. It is such a wonderful experience when the meaning becomes so obvious. Again, I practice this scriptural remembrance meditation a lot in my early days, and it helped me understand myself and decide what would be the next step of my meditation. In this way, I never really needed any teacher because those verses had all the meanings and the guidance, the map that I needed to progress in my meditation. Finally, we come to the epitome of mind work. I did not mention it earlier, but for all the various meditation that I just listed, you need to have at least some degree of mastery over your posture, your breathing, unlinking, and focus. And freestyle thinking meditation requires that even more so. That is the perfection of those earlier four components of meditation. The idea is to unlink your soul from the mind. Then it is to focus on nothing, or should I say nothingness. Then your mind will start to fly in all directions. All kinds of memories will flood in, past, present. New ideas will pop in. Part of your mind will start to analyze. Another part will start to make an action plan. Other parts will start to relate it to the people around you and the things that are happening in your life. Then you can see that your mind will be working to both come to a conclusion and to divert itself or disperse itself as far as possible. At the same time, you will feel your intelligence both in and out working in full speed, trying to make sense of the stimulus and picking the data. Also, it will be extrapolating each of the options that you have, trying to figure out the various consequences and making a decision on which of the two options is a lesser evil or a better option. Basically, all hell is loose in this meditation. If you don't have a proper hold of the four components prior, you'll develop a headache and you might even go mad. Never want to try it again. However, if you have mastered the earlier four components, this freestyle meditation will yield tremendous creative ideas. All my writing is born of this freestyle thinking meditation. Now let's explore the various levels of mind work as we have done in the earlier components. So when you are at the level one of mind work, then you will be able to have the ability to reflect and find calm. You will be better at understanding situations and people than non meditators. People will admire your insights. Meditation has really put you at a level higher than anybody else that you would know. In the level two hiking, you'd have all those things, but the difference is that you are able to come up with more creative solutions than earlier. Also, it seems that you have sharper intelligence. It means that you are able to detect things that others are not able to see. It also means that the choices that you make cause less bad effects, or there is less of backfiring. Overall, you feel that your mind is really hiking and not just sitting. So, when you are in the level of driving, all these things that I mentioned earlier is happening faster. You become much smarter. Whatever you read seems to totally make sense, and you are able to relate it to your past memories. People think that you have changed and become smarter. Your insights are even more powerful because the synthesis quadrant of your mind expands dramatically at this level. You are able to extend your thinking from just pure intellectual to even understanding of feelings as if they were objects. In this stage, your mind is not only able to control the thinking, but is able to control your feelings also. In this stage, since you are now able to control your feelings and thoughts with all the three components of your mind, that is the memory, intelligence, and the actual mind, you are able to imagine amazing things. You could create a new world in your own mind. Also, you would be able to analyze and decode extremely complex scientific topics in a very simple way. People will be stunned at how you can make a super complex topic appear so simple. So now you are flying in terms of mind work. At the level of rocket, your mind is a powerhouse, and you just have full control of it in your area of choice, be it music, science, language, crafts, handiwork. You will be able to discover, invent the unthinkable. This is the level that Einstein, Newton, and all the scientists had found themselves. Sure, they did not call it mind work, but it's what they did. Being a genius requires training also. And if you believe it, geniuses use their minds in a systematic way, like I have just described, even though they are not fully aware of it. My own books, like the one you are reading right now, is born of this level. Even as I'm writing, it's not that I have planned exactly what I'm going to write, but my mind is just creating everything that I'm just talking or writing. However, in order to do that, I had to develop the outlines or framework, which is the analyze component. And then I had to outline the steps, like the various subsections that I will be writing on. Then, even as I wrote or speak, I needed to relate to you, the reader, and then my intelligence would pick on the earlier things that I just said, and the various data about the topic that I'm talking about from memory. Then finally, the out intelligence has got to make a decision of exactly what among the 10 various words that I could speak right now I would actually write and speak. and that is based on the various objectives that I have placed. Now, all this is happening at lightning speed, and that is possible because I practice mind power meditation. It's basically a combination of all the various meditation techniques that I have listed above. Be aware that it won't happen overnight, and it will take a lot of time for you to reach this level. Again, you can't reach it without mastering the earlier four components. That is why I have defined this six component unified meditation model. Finally, at the level of swimming, mind work is just pure inactivity or silence. There is no effort, and everything that I mentioned in the earlier levels happens so naturally. You will not have to actually sit down and think in order to do your mind work. It will happen naturally. Since many years, mind work for me occurs when I do exercise, be it running, gym, swimming, cycling. The actual sitting meditation, I have stopped doing mind work and I only do soul work. This is what we'll talk about later. I am sure that I have left many things wanting in terms of explanation in this section, but as I told you early on, this would be a book by itself, so I had to make a trade off here. Many people think that meditation is all about thinking about nothing, but they cannot be more wrong. Thinking about nothing happens when you are in level 6 and you have mastered all those components of the mind. Many people actually try to convince themselves that they are advanced and now they can basically fully focus on soul work. Now, that is acceptable, but what they have to know is what's the point of traveling to heaven and even merging with the meta soul or the beyond the meta soul, but being unable to talk about it because you don't have the language, the concepts? That would be a shame, isn't it? What would be the point of achieving spiritual enlightenment and liberation if you can't design a routine for your day to maximize your transformations? What would be the point of achieving the heights of meditation but being unable to relate to the people who are suffering because you have abandoned the mind? And this is exactly what many of the yogis, babas have done. They left society, material pursuits, formal education, and embraced a spiritual journey. This has made them spiritually rich, but in terms of mind work, they have no capacity to turn their knowledge into a science that can be taught and that can be applied by the millions. So I want to repeat that unified meditation is not like any other meditation. In my teachings, I don't want you to lose your consciousness and merge into the meta soul. No, I want you to be able to bring the treasures from the meta soul through your mind into the sufferings around us. For the last 20 years, I've been motivating, counseling people, and I realized that my words and my teachings, both to students and professionals, have been so effective because they come from the meta soul level. I never stopped studying. I always practice mind work every time I exercise, so that's about 3 to 4 hours a day minimum. Consequently, my mind has developed the capacity to give a language, structure, systems to the information that I found in the meta soul. And then I'm able to use the same mind to find solutions to the problems that people face in the real world in the meta soul level. All this to and fro process is through a super powerful mind. That mind can be developed by perfecting the four components of posture, breathing, unlinking, and focus. Then you must use the yantra or framework that I have shown you in the diagram during your meditation. Consequently, after many years of this meditation, you will be able to reach higher levels I have just mentioned early on, starting from the basking stage of mind work. It's a very long and hard journey that needs to combine both reading, writing, experiencing, experimenting in the real world, as well as sitting down and meditating. You can't develop mind power by just closing your eyes and staying in a cave in some mountains or retreats. You need to have new information from vast pools of people, books, YouTube videos, movies, and real life events around you. So, finally, we are coming to the end of the exposition on the six components. And so, I'm just talking a lot in this section of mind work because it's the pinnacle of unified meditation. I do not want you to be a dumb, enlightened, or liberated yogi. I want you to be intelligent, super smart, and knowledgeable, enlightened, liberated yogi. Don't lose your mind, grow your mind through mind work, as I have described to you in this section.